Here in the United States, we are alarmed by the new calls to adopt socialism in our country. America was founded on liberty and independence, and not government coercion, domination, and control. We are born free, and we will stay free.
Well, welcome back. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Yeah, I know it's not coffee. It's lemon water from Sonic. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Front Porch Friday. You've seen the title. You know what we're going to talk about. If you're sensitive about that topic, you probably should go ahead and click on off. You deplorables. The last time I said that in the intro, someone said, you just lost a subscriber, do that intro. Which I didn't, because YouTube tells us that such thing. But it was either that or Crazy Charlie Manson intro. So anyway. So I'm going to be right up front with you. I haven't watched maybe 15-20 minutes of this January 6th hearing stuff and investigation this, investigation that, blah, 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 blah. Because I don't care whose names you put here and here and here. It's same stuff we've always had. Just the names change. It's same old BS. I hope that light. And you watch that sun be right in y'all's eyes, and you be going, hey, we can't see you. That's probably a good thing. But everybody's kind of surprised. Not everybody. A lot of people are surprised that these are even happening. But let me tell you why this whole hearings things is going on against Trump. Why they're trying to pin Trump to the wall. And it's for one simple reason. Like him or hate him, Trump scared the hell out of these people. I think there's a deer up here. I seen her earlier when I went out. He scared the living hell out of these people. He threatened their way of life. And when I say he threatened their way of life, I'm talking about these career politicians, both sides of the aisle, Democrat and Republican. He was an outsider. He came in and he threatened their way of life, their way of doing business, their way of making money, and he threatened their wasp. I hate wasps. He threatened their power. And January 6th scared the hell out of him. Okay? And they're wanting to make an example of him. So that in the future, nobody will get this same ideas that he did and try what he did. Not what he tried, but what he actually did. Okay? The Pelosi's, the Mark Mullins, he's saying, let me, we're going to chase a squirrel for just a second here, okay? Some of y'all, no, oh, well, he's got a D by his name. He's an idiot. He's got R, I like him. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Mark Wayne Mullins, well, I've got Oklahoma values. Your first political promise was an outright lie. And you knew it when you said it. So don't tell me. Anyway, here's the way to look at our political system. Congress, Senate, Republicans, presidency, Supreme Court. Here's the way to look at it, and you'll understand this better. All they are is the WWF. Same structure. President, that part, that's the McMahons. They're controlled by whoever wind blows that day. Senate, the Democrats, that could be the good guys or the bad guys, depending on how you look at it. The Republicans, same way. They're the good guys or bad guys. And they all act like they hate each other. Oh, yeah, SOB, oh, man. And then they're all, you know, the McMahons are kind of standing back. Well, we like this group right here. Oh, we like this group here. That's all it is. It's a dog and pony show. It's fake. It's fake. Take it from him. He knows.
It's a fake.
So now that you understand it, and Supreme Court, they're in there too. They're controlled by whatever way the wind blows. Everybody's, oh, the Supreme Court, they're unbiased. BS. If you believe that, you know, some swampland in southern Arizona, I'll say you. Good stuff. Got oil under it. So the only difference is, unfortunately, is our government has power. Okay? Lots of power. And this is what Trump threatened. Because he was an outsider. A lot of people in his own party didn't like him. Which actually made me like him. Because, whereas again, I don't care if you got an R by your name, you still act like a Democrat most of the time. I don't care if you get up there and talk tough. Oh, well, I'm going to do this. My party, you elect me, I'm going to do this. Oh, no, Pelosi, and oh, they're idiots, man. You elect me, I'll get all straight and washed it out. Oh, my gosh. Been on this earth almost 6 decades now. And ever since I was a kid, I've heard them say that. Oh, you elect me, I'm going to go to Washington. I'm going to get this shit straightened out. Yeah. You know when that happens.
You might talk, your politicians all talk, no action. I've been watching it all my life. You are all talk and no action.
Hulk Hogan and The Rock all over again. Sorry, that's how long it's really been since I watched WWF. But it is. They're just, they act like they hate each other. And then they just get in bed together. And then one day they turn a little bit. And then it's a new plot. And, you know, it's just the WWF all over again. Unfortunately, they have power. And this is why they're trying to make an example of Trump. Because he came real close to upending their apple cart. He threatened their power, their source of money, all that. And they want to make an example so no one will ever try this again. And it's, you know, if you go back and look in history, anytime you've had a president who really tried to get things done, this is what happened. You know, look how they came after Reagan. Pretty much an outsider. You know, they do not want to, they want their career politician friends, whether they have a D or a R by their name, in office. They don't want an outsider. Because that's where they are threatened at. So when you see these hearings and these raid on his mansion and all that, this is all it boils down to. They are going to nail him to the wall so no one else in the future will try this. Or they'll say, whoa, man, look what they did to Trump. I ain't going to try that. And that's sad because that really keeps a lot of potentially good people from running for office. And it doesn't matter if it's state house or, you know, the Congress or whatever. A lot of good people don't run because they don't want to get ran through the mill, run their family through the mud flinging ordeal. But anytime you've got a good politician who tries to actually change things, this is the way it ends up. So, you know, I was in a truck stop a couple weeks ago, and I was coming out of the bathroom, walking by the lounge, and there was a couple guys, drivers in there watching news, and they had some of the hearings on. And I stopped for a second. And I had this one guy, I don't know, dryer. And I'm sitting there watching him, and 15 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and I'm going, wow. And I'm sitting there thinking a thought in my head. And this driver across the room goes, you know what? He goes, that old boy right there, he's either a damn undercover agent or he's been bought off. Boom. How can two people who've never known each other watch one guy for a minute and come to the same conclusion? He is either been bought off or he was an undercover agent to begin with. Years ago, probably in my 20s, back when I first started noticing when the government said 2 and 2 equals 7.5, I'm going, that, you know, what they say and what they do isn't quite adding up. Back in the day, I may or may, when I first started noticing things about our government, uh, I laugh because I'm thinking about those days. I knew some people who, the Paladin Press days, I'll just leave it there. I didn't buy nothing from Paladin Press. No, they did. They may have let me read that some of it, but anyway. Poor man's James Bond. That was eye opener for a young guy. It was. Yeah, okay, well, I digress. But anyway, I read an article, and I don't know who. I don't. Only thing I took away from this article, I read it. It was a prison interview. Guy who was a member of the organization, and I don't know. They got him on some, I'd say, trumped up charges, but I mean, this is what they charged him with. But they actually only could make this stick. You know what I mean? Uh, kind of like the Al Capone thing. We're going to get you for racketeering, murder, and all. Oh, well, we can only get you for tax evasion. But it was an interview, and the thing he said that has always stuck with me. He said, we could always tell who the undercover agent was in our organization. He goes, it was always the man or woman who kept wanting us to do illegal, bad things. He goes, whenever we had someone new or even been there a year or so, starting to want us to cause trouble, we knew they were the undercover agent. He went on to say, I guess they would verify that by feeding them misinformation and stuff like that, and then watching it come back around. The only one who had the misinformation was the one they thought was. And I thought, it stuck with me. I don't know if I actually believed it then, but as time goes on, I believe it. And when I seen that driver, whatever his name was, I don't know, it just struck me as he's a plant, he's an undercover agent, or they have bought him off. I don't know what it was, but after you've been alive so long, been around people, you get to know these things. And it was so funny that the other driver sitting over across the room said the same thing I was thinking. I thought, bam, bam. Okay, he was put there. I would guess. So, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that went on January 6th. Protesting, you bet. That's your right. In fact, in some instances, it may be your duty to protest. But going in, ransacking those offices and crap like that, I'm sorry. At that point, you become no better than any other rioter or protester who trashes the place. Sorry. I don't care if you're, what's that one group? Men in Black? No, not Men in Black. What is that group? Black Lives Matter or whatever. At that point, you become the same as them. When you start tearing stuff up, you just took yourself down to their level. So, like that or not, I couldn't care less. So anyway, the neighbor again. So anyway, when you see this stuff about January 6th, this is why we're going through this. This is why they raided um, his mansion. They are going to do everything they can, and if that means, manufacturing evidence, they will manufacture evidence. The only thing that might save him is that he has the money to hire a good, I'm sure he already has a good legal team. But I don't think these people are too powerful. They've been in power too long to let someone outsider like Trump come in and upend their apple cart. This is the only reason we're seeing this whole January 6 hearings and the raid on Mar-a-Lago. Because if that was really a thing, then those raids should have started way back in Clinton's time and Obama's time and all that stuff. And Biden's time. No, you don't see that. Okay, so he's stopped out here. I don't know what he's doing out there. But that is why we are having these January 6th hearings and stuff like this. This is to make an example of him. So no other outsider will ever think about trying what Trump tried. And he almost did it. This is why we will probably never have term limits. Oh, Don, the Supreme Court said it's unconstitutional to have term limits. But yet the president has term limits. Isn't that odd? Have you ever wondered about that? And yet, the Supreme Court can be up there for life. I think he's getting growl or something. So, yeah, stuff to think about. But this is why we're having the January 6th. They're going to make an example out of him. And because he just darn near upended their little power structure and threatened their money and source, and he almost did. Now, if he'd been like every other, if he'd been like the George Bushes or the Obamas and this went along and happy hunky dory singing kumbaya and holding hands with each party, oh come on, let's skip down the yellow brick road together, and now this would have been a thing. But he showed them that their little power structure is vulnerable. Well, it was, but they'll make an example out of them. So anyway, something I've struggled. Went back and forth whether I should make the video or not. Finally, I said, you know what? It's a lot of this stuff is just. It happens every time you get somebody who threatens their power structure or their income. Seen someone the other day. Well, we got inflation cause Trump put tariffs on China. What? Tell me you don't understand economics without telling me you don't understand economics. Whatever. The people like that aren't even worth arguing with. They've got their mind made up. They read something or heard somebody say something. They're just regurgitating it. So anyway, well, I hope y'all have a great weekend. I've been home for a few days. Clutch went out of the car. I was going to do it myself, but I thought, it's fairly nice this week for, into August. I got other stuff I'd rather be done than wrenching on a car, which it's been a couple of days now, and I could have already had it fixed. But I wouldn't have got to do other things around here. So anyway, thank y'all for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Keep it civil, or you'll just get your comment will be in oblivion. I do have that power. I rarely ever use that unless it's a spam comment or someone just gets really vulgar or something. If you can comment, disagree with me, that's fine. Most of my life, people disagreed with me. Even when I had to come back and say, see, told ya. Anyway, catch y'all later.